Hey there, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Good to be here.
So today we've got this interesting set of source material. It's basically a stack of slides.
Yeah, focused on muscle labeling.
Exactly. And our mission really is to kind of walk through these slides, pull out the key muscles, what they are, where they are, what they do. Think of it as a quick guide.
A shortcut, maybe?
Yeah, a shortcut to the essentials of basic anatomy from these specific slides.
And it's super important stuff. I mean, understanding muscle labels, it's the foundation.
Right.
It helps you understand movement, exercise, even like recovery if something goes wrong. It's the basic vocabulary.
Couldn't agree more. So we're going to hit the key areas shown in these slides: head and face, the trunk, shoulders and arms, and then down to the legs.
Sounds like a plan. Let's dive in.
All right, let's kick things off right at the top of the head and face. Maybe not the biggest muscles, but wow, they do a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Expression, chewing, talking. It's constant work.
So where do the slides start us off here?
They begin with the frontalis. That's the muscle right across your forehead.
Okay.
Its main gig. Raising and lowering your eyebrows. You know, when you look surprised or maybe worried.
Ah, the expression muscle.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, moving down a bit, the slides mention jaw muscles, temporalis and masseter.
Yep. The temporalis, if you look at the side view on the slides, it's that big fan-shaped one on the side of your head.
Okay, I see it.
It pulls your lower jaw up and back, helps close the mouth, bite down.
And the masseter, I feel like that's the one you really notice when you clench your teeth.
That's the one. It's right there at the angle of your jaw. Super strong for its size, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Its main job is lifting that lower jaw straight up. Powerful chewing action. The slides call it mastication.
Mastication. Okay, so the masseter is the powerhouse for chewing, basically.
Pretty much. Temporalis helps close. Masseter brings the real force.
What about those muscles, like around openings? The slides mention orbicularis, oris, and oculi.
Right. The orbicularis ones mean they're circular. Orbicularis oris is the one around your mouth.
It lets you close your lips, pucker up, whistle, shape words. It's always working subtly.
Constantly adjusting for speech and expression.
Exactly. And then orbicularis oculi, that's the circle around each eye.
Okay.
That's for closing your eyelids, blinking, squinting hard, winking. It does all that.
And protects the eye too, I guess.
Definitely. Keeps it safe, keeps it moist with blinking, vital function.
Wow. Okay, small muscles, big jobs. Let's move down to the trunk then. The core.
Yeah, the core. Absolutely central to everything: posture, movement, protecting all the important stuff inside.
The slides seem to show quite a few layers here.
They do. It starts with the pectoralis major. That's the big one making up most of your chest.
The pec muscle.
Right. Fan-shaped. You can see on the slides how the fibers run towards the arm. It pulls the arm across the body, rotates it inwards. Think pushing or like a chest fly motion.
Gotcha. And then the abs. It's not just one muscle, is it? Slides show rectus abdominis, obliques. No, definitely not just one sheet. The rectus abdominis, that's the one people think of as the six-pack muscle, runs straight up and down.
Okay.
Its main function is flexing the trunk forward, bending over, doing a crunch or sit-up, brings your ribs and pelvis closer.
So the crunch motion, what about the ones on the sides, the obliques?
Good question. You've got the external oblique on the outside layer. Fibers run kind of diagonally down and forward. It helps with flexing, but also really key for rotating your torso and bending sideways.
Twisting.
Twisting, yeah. And then underneath that, you have the internal oblique. Its fibers run the other way, sort of up and forward.
So they work together.
Exactly. The external on one side and internal on the other side work as a team to twist you. Or they work on the same side to help you bend sideways. It's pretty clever.
Complex system.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one listed is the transverse abdominis. Slides mention something specific.
Ah, yes. The transverse abdominis. This one's the deepest layer. It wraps around you horizontally, like a natural corset.
Like a weight belt.
Sort of, yeah. It doesn't really move your trunk like the others, but it's critical for stability. The slides point out how it fires up when you, cough or laugh hard.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it tenses up, increases pressure inside your abdomen, and basically braces your spine. Super important for lifting heavy things safely or just keeping good posture. It stabilizes before you move.
You can kind of feel that deep tightening sometimes. Okay, so the trunk muscles are really about stability and movement.
Absolutely. Working together constantly.
Okay, let's shift gears and move up to the shoulders and arms. These are our tools for interacting, right?
Yeah,
Lifting, pushing.
definitely. And the slides start with the deltoid. That's the muscle forming the cap of your shoulder, gives it that rounded shape.
Right.
It's often shown in 3 parts, front, side, back. And that lets it lift your arm pretty much any way you want. Forward, out to the side, even a bit backwards. Very versatile.
The main shoulder lifter. Got it. What about the trapezius? That looks like a big one on the upper back diagrams.
Huge. The trapezius, or traps, it's a big diamond or triangle shape, goes from the base of your skull out to your shoulder blades and down your upper back.
Wow. Covers a lot of area.
It does. Different parts do different things, but key actions include lifting your shoulder blade like when you shrug.
Ah, shrugging. Okay.
Yeah, that's the upper traps. It also helps pull your shoulder blades back and rotate them, which you need for moving your arms smoothly, especially overhead.
Makes sense. Okay, now for the classic arm muscles. Biceps and triceps. Everyone knows those.
Well, the stars of the arm. So biceps brachii. Bi means two. It has 2 heads or starting points. It sits on the front, the anterior side of your upper arm.
And its job is?
Flexing the elbow, bending your arm, that classic make a muscle pose.
The curl motion.
Exactly. It also helps turn your palm upwards, supination.
Okay. Biceps flex the elbow, so the triceps must do the opposite.
You got it. Triceps brachii, tri means 3 heads. It's on the back, the posterior side of the upper arm, usually bigger than the biceps. Its main job is extending the elbow, straightening your arm out.
Like pushing something.
Exactly. Pushing a door, doing a push-up, reaching up high. That's your triceps working hard to straighten the arm.
So they're antagonists working against each other.
They are for that movement, yeah. Biceps bends, triceps straightens, but they also work together to control the speed and smoothness of the movement. It's a partnership.
Cool. Okay, essential stuff for arm movement. Let's head down to the legs now. The foundation.
The powerhouses, supporting us, moving us, walking, running, jumping. Huge demands on these muscles.
Where do the slides start us here? Quads?
Yep, the quadriceps femoris group.
Right.
On the front, the anterior thigh, quad means 4.
4 muscles.
4 main ones, yeah. The slides list rectus femoris. That one's special because it crosses the hip joint too. Then you have the 3 vastus muscles, lateralis on the outside, medialis on the inside near your knee,
Okay.
and vastus intermedius, which is deep underneath the rectus femoris. You usually don't see it easily.
Wow, okay, 4 big muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And together, what's their main job?
Knee extension, straightening your leg out powerfully.
Like kicking or standing up.
Exactly. Standing up from a squat or chair, the push-off in walking or running, kicking a ball, that's primarily the quads extending the knee. And because rectus femoris crosses the hip, it helps lift your thigh forward too.
Okay, knee extension powerhouse. Now, flip side back of the thigh, hamstrings.
Right,
Yeah.
correct. Posterior thigh. The hamstrings group, slides usually show 3 main ones back there.
Which are?
Biceps femoris, that one actually has 2 heads, like the arm biceps. Then semitendinosus and semimembranosus.
Bit of a mouthful, those last 2.
They are, but collectively, they're the hamstrings.
And their main job is the opposite of the quads at the knee, I assume.
You got it. They flex the knee, bend your leg back.
Okay.
Crucial for pulling your heel towards your backside, like in the backswing of running or walking. They also help extend your hip, working with your glutes. Think sprinting or climbing.
Ah, so knee flexion and hip extension.
Yeah.
Important combo. No wonder they get tight.
Very common, yeah. Flexibility there is key. Okay, just one major lower leg muscle group left on these typical diagrams.
The calf muscle.
Exactly. The gastrocnemius, that's the big 2 bulge muscle you see on the back of the lower leg.
Right.
It actually starts above the knee, so it helps a little with bending the knee. But its main action is plantar flexing the ankle.
Plantar flexing, meaning?
Pointing your toes downwards, or think about going up onto your tiptoes.
Ah, okay. Pushing off the ground.
Precisely. That push-off when you walk, run, jump. That's the gastrocnemius providing the power. Also helps with balance.
Makes sense. So quads, hamstrings, gastrocnemius, major movers for the legs.
Definitely the big players shown on these basic intro slides.
So, okay, we've gone through head, trunk, arms, legs. Why does knowing these specific names from the slides actually matter for, the average person listening?
Well, it gives you a map of your own body.
How so?
When you feel a movement or maybe a little ache, or when you hear someone talk about exercise, a trainer, a physio, you can connect it. You can say, okay, that's my biceps working, or they're talking about strengthening my external obliques. It demystifies how you move.
So it's not just random terms. It helps you understand what's actually happening when you, say, do a specific exercise.
Exactly. You understand why a squat works your quads and glutes, or why a row works your back muscles like the trapezius. It gives you a framework.
And maybe helps you communicate better if you do have an issue.
Absolutely. Being able to point and say, it hurts in my hamstring, is much clearer than just the back of my leg. It's that basic vocabulary we talked about. It's the starting point for understanding your body, exercise science, even injury rehab.
Yeah, these slides really give a good snapshot of those key players.
A very useful overview.
We covered a lot of ground, actually, from the frontalis-raising eyebrows,
To the masseter chewing.
the orbicularis muscles around the eyes and mouth,
The big pectoralis major on the chest.
and that whole core group, rectus abdominis, the obliques, that deep transverse abdominis.
Then the deltoid capping the shoulder. The trapezius for shrugging.
Biceps and triceps for the arm movement.
And finishing with the leg powerhouses, quads extending the knee, hamstrings flexing it, and the gastrocnemius pointing the toes.
Just getting those basic labels and actions down from these slides, it's a really big step.
It truly is foundational knowledge.
So here's a final thought to leave you with, based on what we just went through. Think about something incredibly simple you do every single day, like literally just standing up from sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those muscles we just named are involved? Your quads extending your knees, your glutes and hamstrings extending your hips, your core muscles stabilizing your trunk, maybe even arm muscles pushing off.
It's a whole symphony.
Exactly. It looks effortless, but think about that complex coordination, all those muscles from these slides working together perfectly just to stand up. It's kind of amazing when you break it down.
Really puts it into a perspective.